Hello, welcome to Botanical Night. I'm sitting on one of the Kyoto streets on the night from May 11th to May 12th. Actually, already May 12th. And my story is about this plant. Well, not exactly this plant, but I need to introduce plant first anyway. So this is Echeveria. Echeveria is a plant from Mexico which is frequently cultivated, so you probably know it quite well. It's a succulent plant from Crosolaceae family and originated from Mexico. So named after the person Echeveria, the same name, the famous Mexican Spanish artist and naturalist. And plant is popular in a house culture and also in open ground if climate allowed, because it has very nice attractive leaf rosette. And as you see, sometimes it is flowering. So my story is not about Echeveria itself, but about flowers. As you see, flowers are arranged in very interesting groups, inflorescences. And I will speak about how to name inflorescence. So people who start to learn about plants frequently disagree, well, with very complicated botanical language. Unfortunately, this is very hard to avoid because, well, we are animals, so we know what our parts are, so we don't need to learn new language to describe the animal. But to describe the plant, we need to learn some particular language, the language of botany, the language of botanical morphology. So if you want to describe how these interesting inflorescences should be, well, called, how to describe the way of growing flowers in that Echeveria plant, you need to learn some new terms. So these terms are very interesting because frequently when we see that type of inflorescence, as you see, they kind of, well, spiral-like, and flowers are arranged from bottom to the top and then will constantly appear on the inflorescence. So inflorescence will look like a spiral. So this spiral inflorescences frequently called syncinous. Syncinous is a way of growing monohasial inflorescence. Sorry, the terms, right? So first flower will appear on top. Then next flower will appear under the first. Then again, and the result is inflorescence will be constantly curved. Syncinous is very frequent, for example, in forget-me-nots. And here it looks like as a syncinous, is it? Well, this is interesting question because there are 4 different varieties of these monohasial inflorescences. First of all, there is a syncinous itself, where inflorescence looks like a spiral, and flower will appear on both sides of the spiral. So this is an inflorescence, as you say already, of forget-me-not. So forget-me-nots have very perfect syncinous, but this one is not exactly so perfect because flowers are located much more dense, almost in one place, like in one plane which comes through the inflorescence, very comb-like. So this is interesting type of inflorescence when flowers are in one plane but still in a spiral in a general description. So this is a drepanium. So drepanium is inflorescence when flowers are located exactly in one plane. Plus, in addition, there are also 2 different other types of inflorescence. Both of them do not form a spiral, but flowers also appear like a terminal flower will be down. The first one, then next one, then next one, then next one. So these 2 types of inflorescences will appear, for example, in the inflorescences of iris family, in iris itself, and similar plants. And also in other, for example, in Hemerocalix. So Hemerocalix inflorescence has a kind of appearance of the Christmas tree, and name is Botrix. And iris inflorescence has a very flat-ish way of growing, and name is Ripidium. As you see, these Echeveria plants demonstrate one of type of inflorescence, which I would say kind of in between typical syncinous, forget-me-nots, when flowers will appear on both sides of the axis, and very flat-ish inflorescences which is called Drepanium. So Drepanium cincinus intermediate. Very interesting and complicated name of the thing. Anyway, botanical language is a nice language to learn, and maybe you know now 4 more terms: Drepanium, cincinus, Ripidium, and Botrix. Again, today is May 12th in Kyoto. Thank you very much.